Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, it's beginning to taste a lot like Christmas. Noel is a 9% wild, dark, strong holiday ale from Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales in Dexter, Michigan. I will be the first to admit I haven't given Jolly Pumpkin enough love on this channel, and it's not because I don't think that they do some really highly regarded beers. It probably comes down more to just my plain cowardice more than anything else. Now, Jolly Pumpkin has built their reputation on pioneering a style of wild ale that I just haven't been able to scratch the surface on, let alone, break through at all. But I want to change that, and I think this can be maybe the first step in discovering more of what's out there, rather than just all the IPAs and the stouts and all that stuff that are out there that I usually check out. Now, I've dabbled with the style here and there, but I want to start giving wild ales and sour ales a bit more of a fair shot. So, this hopefully is the first step in that. This beer was previously known as Noel de Calabaza, and this year they just shortened it to Noel. So if you're familiar with that previous beer, this is just a repackaging. It's the same beer, they just put it in a new can. So let's take a look at the label and we'll get it into a glass. Speaking of all that. So if we take a look at this label, across the top it says Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales. It has a pumpkin with a smile on its face, with a Santa hat on and some snow across the top of the hat, with a Christmas bulb hanging off of it. It's very Christmassy, very holiday inspired. If we turn it around on the back, it has the Jolly Pumpkin logo, which is like the same pumpkin that looks like a skull. It says JP, with the hop cone underneath it with the crossed wheat, and it says Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales Noel Limited Series Special Ale, deep mahogany and multi-layered hops and hints of fruit and spice, oak aged, can conditioned, 9% alcohol by volume. If we turn a little bit more, it says brewed and packaged by Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales in Dexter, Michigan. jollypumpkin.com. Cheers and mahalo plenty. And yeah, so this, I paid $3.79 for a single of this. It looks like it was packaged. It's really hard to read, but it looks like it was September 27th, 2020. Again, it's just really hard to read. It's just kind of, skewed across the side. I'm going to grab just a regular Imperial pint glass. That's what I'm going to go with today. And let's go ahead and crack this one open and put a nose on the can. Okay, it has all the kind of telltale aromas of a wild ale. It has like a sweet, just kind of in-your-face aroma. But yeah, I mean, if you've had a wild ale or a sour, like a real sour ale, not a kettle sour, but an actual sour ale, it smells, it kind of smells like this. It has that bit of a, I don't want to say so much as vinegar kind of aroma, but to me, I always kind of equate it to vinegar, and I know it's not really vinegar, but that's kind of what I equate it to. So let's go ahead and pour this one. And it is coming out pretty dark caramel out of the can itself. We're going to let it be a little bit more aggressive. Pour right down the center here. Just kind of churn it up a little bit. And yeah, getting about maybe a finger and a half worth of head here. Not a whole heaping helping of head, but it has a nice white, densely packed head on its own. So let's go ahead and hold it up to the light. And it is really dark. It's like a mahogany kind of brownish color, and it is pretty opaque. I can see my shadow of my fingers through it, but that's really all I'm getting. So let's put a better nose here on the glass. Yeah, getting just more of that sour ale aroma, or that wild ale aroma. I don't know enough about how to describe all the aromas and all the different things that go into sour ales or wild ales, because I haven't had very many, and I sound really uneducated if I try to talk in more detail about it. But let's get a better nose here. Yeah, so getting that kind of sour ale aroma, again, getting a little bit more of like an acidic aroma. Let's go ahead and down the hatch. Cheers. Yeah, at first blanch, the first taste that I get is just that really sour punch in the face, really kind of puckering flavor on my tongue. It makes me kind of, it's like when you bite into a lemon, or you take a suck off a lemon. Take a bite off a lemon and you get that kind of pucker face. But it is very nuanced. There's a lot of different kind of layers here. The thing after that kind of puckering, kind of sour note that I get is I can really taste a very woody kind of flavor that kind of sits on my tongue. It's almost like, oak aged. It's kind of like that oaky kind of flavor, and it finishes very dry, like a lot drier than I was expecting it to finish. It's not. It almost, you feel like all the moisture sucks off your tongue. It just goes, and it just, your mouth, your tongue just becomes this dry kind of place. But it's not. The aftertaste that I'm getting is a little bit of this kind of almost spicy kind of note in there too. So you get a lot of the oak barrel. You taste a lot of that, but I'm also getting this kind of spicy flavor in there too. Along with that sourness, it has that acidic kind of note. That's the thing with me, is over time, the few sour ales that I've tried, I just can't, the acidity of those beers is what I think really kind of starts to get to me. Like, sours are like a one and done kind of thing for me, because that acidity just becomes so strong. I feel like my throat kind of gets a little bit raw, from drinking all that kind of acidic beer. This isn't too bad though. Some of them you try and it's just, you can feel it in your palate, like in your throat, you can feel it, but this isn't like that. I'm not getting that. Overall, like from the few sours that the real authentic sours that I've tried, and again, not kettle sours, the thing that really always is that deterrent for me is that they are so acidic, they are so strong. This one I think has a lot of really nice notes. You're getting a lot of that. You're getting a lot of that sour pucker right up front, but you're also getting a lot of this kind of malty note in there. You're getting, again, like a layered kind of nuance to it. You're getting that oak barrel, but after the oak barrel and the dryness kind of subsides, you get a little bit of like almost a nutmeggy sweet kind of flavor in there, like pumpkin beers sometimes can have a really strong kind of nutmeg taste, and this has that too on the tail end. And that's what I'm kind of enjoying about this, is it's not so offensive with all the acidity. It's not so offensive with the sour. It's really mild. It's not super sour, but it has that sour, that wild ale kind of flavor. And when you've had a wild ale and you've tried it, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like, it's hard to describe, and I was getting like that kind of vinegary aroma off the pouring it and off the can, but you don't get that flavor in there. Maybe a little bit on, that's what really makes it kind of sour, but other than that, once that sourness fades and your tongue gets used to it, it almost becomes more of like a fruited kind of sweetness. It is sour, but it's not so sour. It's more of like this, oh yeah, you get a little bit of that sour note up front, but then it fades. You get a lot of that malty kind of caramel character. You get a lot of that kind of spiciness. You get a lot of that, the oak barrel is almost subsided a lot too. And I'm getting that spicy kind of nutmeg characteristic on the tail end. And yeah, I mean, I need to just kind of explore this whole kind of, I don't know, sour ale ecosystem a little bit more. And I know Jolly Pumpkin, they're just masters of it. And I just need to bring more of that to the channel. And I think that, I think over time, maybe I'll start to discover that Jolly Pumpkin maybe does this style really well, or maybe this is a one-off for me from Jolly Pumpkin, but I could almost see myself drinking more than one of these because the acidity just isn't that offensive to me. This is, again, 9% alcohol by volume. I don't know if I'd want to drink like a whole bunch of these, but I think I could go at least for another one after this and still not be too just put away for the rest of the night. All right, friends, that has been Noel from Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales. Have you had this beer in the past? Do you have a favorite wild ale? Do you think I need to explore more Jolly Pumpkin beers? And do you think I should just start featuring more sours and wild ales in general here on the channel? Now, let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's all for free for viewers just like you. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting notifications. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.